Hi everyone, so in today's episode we will learn about interaction and interaction elements of flow. So what is an interaction? Interaction basically means a way to communicate. Basically, you can say if I'm asking you something or you are responding to that, or I'm showing you something, that means we are interacting with each other. Same as in flows, if you want to interact with your users, your customers, you can use the interaction elements. Like if you want your users to fill a feedback form for you, or if you want to show them some greetings, some thank you message, or if you want to show them a list of records like list of accounts, list of contacts, or anything of that sort. Other than that, let's say you want to send an email to the user like a registration email or a thank you email, you can do that with interaction element also. Now we have three types of interaction elements which we will talk about in this episode. First is screen element, second is action element, and third is subflow element. So now let's dive straight into our Salesforce org and check out these elements in action. Okay, so this is my Salesforce org. Now before starting, let me just show you where you can find all the flows. In the quick find box, just type flows and click on the flow link. Now here are the list of flows that you have already created, and there's a new flow button. You can click on the new flow button to create a new flow. There's another button which is Flow Trigger Explorer, but we will talk about it later. Let's click on the new flow button. So here what you see is the flow builder. Flow builder is basically your canvas where you can add your elements, you can add your logics, and you will create your flow. But first of all, it will ask you which type of flow you want to create. So basically it has screen flows, auto launch flows, triggered flows as well. Now we will take screen flow first because interaction elements are a part of screen flows. So select screen flows and click on create. Now this is what you can see is the flow builder, is your flow canvas. Now it has two layouts, one is auto layout and one is freeform. Auto layout is this one you are seeing right now. In auto layout, you will click on the plus icon and then you can see all the elements, interaction, logic and data element, and you can click here, you can select all the element you want. Let's select freeform now. So this is how freeform looks. In freeform, you can see all the elements in the left hand side. They are interaction element, logic and data elements. So if you want to work with freeform, you can do that. If you want to add auto layout, you can do that as well. Now let's cover the interaction elements first. First is screen, then action and then subflow. Let's drag and drop screen element first and learn how it works. So this is the screen element. On the left hand side you can see all the components. There's input type, date time. If you want to display an image, display an email text, long text area, all of that you can use here. You can also display a text and create a section as well. Now this is the part that the user sees. This is the part where you will drag and drop your components and the user will respond to that. And on the right hand side you have screen properties where you will write screen name like the label, and API will be auto generated. Then you can add the description. After that we have configure header. So if you want to show screen header or not, that is just about that. If you will uncheck it, the screen header will not be there. If you will check it, the screen header will be visible. After that, same as there is a provide help checkbox. If you will check on that, so basically you can add a help text that what is this screen is all about. Okay, so as you can see, I'm writing here, there is an I mark on the screen. So this text will be visible when a user will hover on the I mark. So if you want to provide any help, you can do that. After that, we have configure footer. So if you want to show footer or if you want to hide footer, this is about that. And if you want to show footer, after that you have some options as well, like next or finish button. You want to use the standard label or you want to provide a custom label. Let's provide a custom label here and let's name it end. Okay, and you can see the finish button is changed to end. Now let's change the custom label for previous button and let's make it prev, and you can see the change here right now. And let's change the pause button as well and make it wait. So these are the custom labels that we have provided for these buttons. Now if you want to hide those buttons, like hide the pause button, so you can do that. Hide the previous button, hide the finish button, you can do that as well. So that depends on your choice. If you want these buttons, if you don't want these buttons, according to your requirement, you can just customize it on this screen itself. After that, now let's add some elements, add some components in the screen, and let me show you how it works. I'm adding a display text first, and we will just give an API name here. Let's say we just need to show the thank you message to the user, so we will just type that. Thank you for your feedback. We will get back to you soon. Okay. Now after adding that, you can customize this text as well. Like you can change the font name, you can change the font size, or like if you want to make it bold, italic, whatever you want to do, you can customize it here. Let's make it bold, italic and underline, so you can see the changes on the real time, right? Now after that, it has another option which is set component visibility. With this, you can set when this component will be visible. For now it is always, but you can customize it with adding the conditions, adding any logic, or adding any formula. Here when you will add any condition, it will ask you what resource, what operator, and what should be the value. So according to that, you can add a condition to the visibility, and let's keep it always for now. Now after that, let's add some input field here. Let's add a text input field and add the label name. API will be generated. Now here you can make it required, you can make it not required. Okay, if you will check on required, you can see the asterisk mark near the name. Okay, so you can make it required. You can add a default value. Default value is not same as placeholder. Okay, don't misinterpret it with placeholder. This is the default value that will be filled there. After that, we have set component visibility same as the display text component, and after that we have validate input. So basically, if you want to validate this input text field, you can do that. You can add an error message, and after that you have to add a formula, like when this formula will be false, then this message will appear. Okay, so if you want to show any error message, you can do that. Just see it here. Let's go to validate input, and below the error message you have formula field. So if you want to add any formula, you can do that, but we will keep it simple and we will just remove this from here. And at the end you have a provide help, which is same as the screen provide help. If you want to tell the user why this text box is here and what they should be filling in this, you can do with provide help. As you will write here, you will see the I mark near name, and when the user will click on the I mark, they will see your provide help text. You can customize this text as well. You can add the color, you can add the font size, and everything according to you. Okay, so that's all for this text field. Now let's add long text area, and let's ask the user about the job description. So let's type job description in the label. API will be created automatically. Here as well, you can make it required, or you can remove the required mark from this. You can add a default value if you want to, and all the fields, all the inputs are same as the text area that we added before that, that is name. All the options are same as that. Now let's add an email. So the email is different from text, because if you select email, that means you have added all the validations automatically. You don't have to add any different validation to this email input type. You just have to add if this is disabled, off, or enabled, if you want to change the placeholder, if this will be read only, if this will be required, and all the validation that is required for email, that is already there in this field. Okay, so let's make it required, and you can see the exclamatory mark there. If you want to add a default value, you can do that as well. but we don't want to add a default value in the email. After that, we have set component visibility, same as the above. And after that, we have an advanced option. So basically, in this advanced option, you will get to choose from two options. First, use the values from where the user last visited the screen. Basically, if you will click on the next screen and come to the previous screen, what do you want? The email field should be refreshed, or the email field should contain the previous value. Okay, so this is all about that. Now let's take a checkbox and add like a terms and condition text here. Let's type let's type agree to terms and conditions. And as you can see, there also you can add a default value. That means you can check it by default or you can make it unchecked. Okay, after that, set component visibility, validate input, and provide help is same as the previous input types. Okay, so nothing new here. Same as error message and formula, and after that, same as you can provide help. So let's type help text here. Okay, so after that, let's take some other component as well. Let's take address. Address, where is address? Yeah. So when you will take address input type, address is not just a text box. Address will come with street, city, zip code, state, and country. So you just have to drag and drop address, and you have all these five main topics that you want to cover in the address. Okay, and you just have to add the API name. And after that, if you want to add any default value to any of this text box, you can do that. And set component visibility and advanced is same as the email one. In advance, you can check if you want to keep the value or if you want to refresh the value. That is it. According to that, we have too many components here. We can't just cover that in this video. You can try it out yourself, and if you have any issue in any component, you can just get back to me. Now let's just give the screen a name and let's see how it works. Let's click on done. And here's our screen that we have created. This is the first interaction element that we have learned. Let's just save the flow and check how the screen looks. Let's name it first. So there's one issue. The issue is first screen, which is the screen that we created, isn't connected to anything. So basically, you need to connect your components before activating the flow or before saving the flow. Okay, so we have connected it. Now let's click on save. And now we will just activate the flow, but before activating, you always should debug the flow. Okay, so let's save it. And this is the activate button which you will use to activate the flow, but before that, let's debug it and see how it works. Let's click on debug, and this is the debug window in which you can debug your flow. You can check if everything is working fine or not. Let's just run the flow, and here's the screen that we have created. This is the display text, then this name and with the default value, job description, and the name is required. As you can see, if you will click on the I button, you can see the text as well, the help text that we provided. After that, you have job description text area, you have email field. Now email field is required, that means it is showing complete this field. Now let's type some random value in email, and it shows you have entered in a wrong email format. Okay, so this we didn't add, the email input field has itself added the validation to the email. Okay, let's go back. After that, we have agree to the terms and conditions checkbox and the I button. Oops, I think we have provided the wrong help text. That's not going to help anyone. Let's just change it. Let's type agree to the terms and conditions before moving forward. And done. Let's save it and debug again. Now let's just go to the I button and see if the text is fine. Yeah, it's correct. After that, we have the address field, which gives us the street, city, zip code, Providence state and country field. So this is our screen that we have created. With this, you can ask the user anything. You can show the user a message, a thank you message, or any greeting you want to. That is all about the screen element. Okay, you can just check out all the input components, all the display components. One component is here, which is data table. That is very important component. I have a separate video on that. I'll just ping it here and in the description as well. You can check it out. And in any component, if you have any confusion or any issue, you can just ping me. You can just reach out to me and I'll try to help you as soon as possible. Okay, now let's drag and drop action element and see what's in here. So these are the categories that action element have, and for these categories we have some predefined actions which we can use to complete our action fastly. Now let's filter it by type, and these are the type. Let's say for core action, we have some actions like add member, add record, change date, authorize payment, apply lead assignment rules, and we can also create new tasks, create new chatter post, and create new case with the core action as well. So let's create a new case here, and with this you don't have to take any create record element. You can just create a case from this action element itself. Now let's add a label name here, create new case, and the API will be automatically generated. Now here there are some input values, like if you want to associate it with a contact, or if you want to add any description, you can do that. If you want to add a related contact ID, you can do that. And we are just adding the description and status to make it quick. Let's add the status working. And after that we'll add the subject. Case created from flow, and let's click on done. Now let's debug and check if our flow is working fine. So first of all, what we'll see is our screen element. So we'll just run it, fill all the required fields in the screen element, and after that when we will click on end, our action will be performed and a new case should be created. So let's fill up the required fields fast and click on end, and it shows all done. That means our flow is working fine. Here you can see new case is created. In the debug details you can check all the actions step by step, like how the interview started and how it ends. Here you can see all the input type details and what we have filled in this, that is coming in the value section, like the email. This is the email, and we have checked the checkbox true, so it is showing true. Now after that you can see after clicking on next, it is showing the quick action new case is performed. Now let's go to cases and check if our case is created. So this is the case that we created, case created from flow. Let's click on it and check the details. And here's the case that we created. So that's how you can use action element to create a new case immediately, and to create a new task or to post or chatter, you can just use action. Let's drag and drop action element and let's see what other action it has. Let's filter it by type, and these are all the actions that you can perform with action element. There's a lot of actions, and we of course can't cover all the actions in this episode, but of course you can try it out yourself. That is the best way to practice and learn, and you can ask me anything if you want to. Now let's go to subflow and let's drag and drop subflow here. So Pick a flow, any flow. That's right, you can add any flow to another flow in your org. So these are the reference flows, these are the list of flows that we have already created in this org. I'm selecting the account and contact creation flow. Now here you just have to add the label name and API name and your work is done. So this means is when this flow will come to the subflow, it will redirect us to the account and contact creation flow, and all the functions that is happening in that flow that will occur. Okay, so let's save it and let's check what is in the account and contact creation flow. Let's click it and check what's inside, because I really don't remember what was that. Okay, so that is a screen flow. Okay, so in this we are asking users for input for the account values, then we are creating account, then we are creating context, I think related to that account. Okay, let's just debug this flow and check if this is working fine. So it shows the screen first. Let's just fill it quickly and click on end. After clicking on end, first of all our action will occur and then it will redirect us to the account flow, which is this. In this we are asking the user for first name and last name that we didn't create it, but that was in the account and contact creation flow. And let's click on next. And after clicking on next, an account will be created, a contact related to the account will be created, and a success screen will show. So this is the success screen of that account creation flow. Now let's just go to accounts and check if account will be created. Let's click on accounts. And here's the account with account name Monica. Let's click on it and see the details. So this is the account that we created. And now let's just check the contact if it is there. Yes, Monica with subflow, that is the contact that is automatically created with that flow as well. So that's how you can use subflow to use one flow in another flow. Here are some notes from my side to you. Just read that and keep that in mind, and I'll see you super soon in my next episode. Till then, bye bye, take care and keep learning.